Good evening, YouTube. Jim Kiefer here, Jim Kiefer Farm. We're in Southeast Missouri. It is February the 3rd today, and it is cold. It's been cold here. We got about close to a foot of snow last weekend. We were snowed in for a while, but I used that time to research and order some things, and they showed up today. So I wanted to give you an update on some things I've ordered, just some ideas. You have time to do this, even if you only have one colony bees. This might be interesting to you and helpful to you. So I went to the Honeybee Expo, the National Honeybee Expo in Louisville, and I was looking for something that I didn't see on anybody's pre-order was propolis traps. And so I went looking for propolis traps to pick up along with all my pre-order stuff. And I didn't find them. They could have been there, but wasn't successful in locating them. So when I got home, I was going on a trip out of country for 10 days. So when I got back from that, again, it snowed that the day we got back, and we were snowed in. So I ordered propolis traps. And what I found was two companies. I'm sure there are other companies, but the two companies that I have ordered from regularly are Hilco and Man Lake. And I have accounts set up with both of those companies. They offer, between those, there's 3 propolis traps I ordered to try them. I ordered 10 of each different type. So I have 30 propolis traps. I'm going to try 3 different propolis traps in my apiaries this year. So I started collecting propolis a couple years ago. Didn't do anything with it other than my wife made some throat spray and different salves and things. And I would encourage you, if you've got bees, don't throw your propolis on the ground. It is useful. It helps you with sickness and prevent it and stop it early. My wife and I made that, and it seemed to help. If you have a question, leave that in the comment about how we make it or whatever. Maybe we'll give you a video on that coming up. But anyway, I saved propolis this year when we collected our honey. Every frame that came out of those boxes went through a bin, and we scraped all the propolis off that we could. Of course, the wax we put over in the wax rendering, but all the propolis went into a bucket and into 1-gallon bags, and I ended up with, I think, 4 1-gallon bags of propolis this year. And I froze all of it as soon as we processed that day. We put it in the freezer, and then I ground some of it. So I did ground propolis and just raw, right out of the beehive propolis, and I made that available on eBay, and I have sold almost all the propolis. I have a little bit of ground propolis left, but the rest of it has been consumed. It's all been shipped out, and shipped my last bit of raw propolis this week. Good timing on getting these traps. One of the challenges with propolis without a trap is I got a lot of bees, I got a lot of other things, wax and what have you, in the propolis, and I spent a lot of time picking through it, making sure that there wasn't anything in there but propolis. And so that took some time. I'd sit here at the desk, I'd pull it out of the freezer and dump it out on a cookie sheet or pan, and pick through it and get all the dead bees and anything like that out, and then weighed it out into 4-ounce, 2-ounce, and 1-ounce baggies, and got it all labeled and put it back in the freezer. And so I'm hopeful that this process with these traps is going to lessen how much I have to sit and sort through this. I still plan on keeping the propolis from the frames. Maybe we'll be more careful this year about not scraping off dead bees and things. I don't know. Once we get into honey spinning, that's pretty much all that's on our mind, is getting those frames processed and pushed through and out. So a lot of things end up in that bin that have to be picked out, dead bee wise, and sometimes a leaf or a twig of grass or what have you. But in any case, the real purpose of this video was to let you know, save your propolis. People want that. It's a product that's useful, and it will help you to utilize what your bees are doing They have to work hard for that. It's hard to be a beekeeper. So why throw that product away when you can sell it? And, profitability wise, I say, is it worth it? Yes. 2 ounces of ground propolis on eBay with shipping, with the eBay fees, is about $20. So, there's $5 in shipping there, and maybe $5 in eBay fees. But still $10 for 2 ounces. That's a pretty good return on my efforts. So, um, you know, that's one thing. And then if you do a 4 ounce, what I figured out is 1 ounce to 4 ounces, it's $5 shipping, not more than 6 typically. So when they buy bigger quantities, it helps them and me, because I can ship out less packages and make more profit on it that way. So and $39 for 4 ounces is what I've been charging. So and it's gone. People have consumed it up, and so anyway, here's the thing. Man Lake offers 2 Propolis Traps. How many versions of Propolis Traps are there? I don't know. I found 3, and I thought, man, I can start with 3, and surely one of these is going to work well, and I'll know what to order for next year if I want more. But or replace them. If something doesn't work at all, then I can just pitch it or give it to somebody else, let them play with it. But anyway, so Man Lake offers 2, a green one and a black one. So the green one first. A couple of things. I like how flexible it is. It is very flexible. I think that's going to make it easier. You put these on the top of the colony, lay it on the top, put the cover, the lid back on it, and put a twig or something to hold it up, so that there's a little bit of light going in there, and the bees will fill it with propolis. All right, so that's the scheme on this deal. And so then you take it off the bee colony, you put it in a bag, trash bag, and you put it in the freezer. Once it's frozen, you take it out and you beat it and knock it around, whatever, and the propolis is supposed to pop out of there. I hope it's that easy. I have seen a couple of other YouTubers give a short video on Propolis Traps, and they didn't find it that easy. So again, part of this is I'm going to try 3 different traps and see if one of them is easier than the other one to do that with. So this one, less than $8, at least in quantities of 10 or more, from Man Lake, and it seems durable enough, sturdy enough. I like that if you look at it kind of looks like a queen excluder, except they're too small for even the worker bees to go through. But all of these are fairly open. The manufacturing is good. There's not a lot of plastic feathering material there to fill the gaps in. It's all, looks very uniform. I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 that had just a little bit of plastic filling that gap yet, but I like that one. And then the other one that came that I ordered, this black one is stiff. It is heavy duty. I'll say, if anything, the only thing that might go wrong with this is after you put it in the freezer and freeze it, you might break it. It's so stiff. There's a few of these that are not quite all the way open, but still fairly good and uniform manufacturing. Again, smooth on the front and the back, both of them from Man Lake, of the same consistent thickness. This one's quite a bit thicker than the green one. Just, nothing to it, just a sheet of plastic with holes in it, basically. And it's got these bars that hopefully will help hold it together. But anyway, yeah, $7, almost $8, and $9, almost $10. So there's probably close to $1.50 difference in those 2. But then the third one is from Hilco, And Hilco seems to be very full of ideas engineering-wise, and I like that. The first thing I noticed when I pulled this out, and you can see them there on the camera, it's got these nodules here as spacers, and then all up and down the side, it's got ribs going up and down the side, and then just a bar going across the end bar. But one, that will let light in to the colony. I don't know if that will be enough or if I'll have to put something on the top to get them to propolize all this. But I think that's really ingenious right there. I think that's really a good idea. This trap is also quite flexible, maybe not quite as flexible as the green one, but this plastic is quite flexible. It's about the same thickness as the green one. The only thing I can find negative to say about this particular trap is the manufacturing process. There is a lot of very fine plastic that is closing some of these up. They're not all, I don't know that any of them are closed all the way, but you can tell looking at them that there is, you can feel it and you can see it. The plastic is almost touching there. And so one of my concerns with this particular trap is that plastic going to break off and go with the propolis when I sell my propolis? Just my hunch, but I don't think the people who are going to consume the propolis or use the propolis want plastic in there. So that's my only concern with that. And I guess we'll see how that works. But if I was to clean this up, meaning sit down and cut away all of that excess plastic that's there from the manufacturing, that would be hours. And I can see my kid's face right now. If I handed this to any of them, well, okay, there's one that would probably sit down and work on it, but he might get one done and then he might say, Dad, throw these away. If you're going to make me take all of those out, let's use the one of the other ones. So anyway, that's the only thing negative I can say. And again, I don't know if it's going to be an issue or not, but I don't want to be picking bits of plastic out of my propolis. I don't really want to sell it with plastic in it. So we're going to see how that goes. But design-wise, I think this is a great design. Manufacturing-wise, I think there's a little bit of room for improvement on that manufacturing process, and whatever they're using to stamp those out. That's the area that needs to be worked on. But otherwise, I really like this. And just before I use them, I think this one and the green one from Man Lake are going to be the two that I'm most successful with getting the propolis out. The black one, I think, is going to be more difficult. And, I don't know how it would be to maybe spray it with some silicone, some food grade silicone, and maybe that wouldn't bother anybody. I would think that would, if you're going to make a nose or throat spray or something out of it, ingesting it, putting it in your body, I don't know that I would want that in there. We'll see. Leave a comment if you have an idea on that, one way or the other. But I don't really like that thought or that idea, but that's the only thing that pops in my head is just some food grade spray silicone to help pop them out before I put them in the bee colony. And who knows, the bees might just clean all that off anyway. Maybe a moot point doing that or waste of time. So anyway, I've got 10 of each type of trap. Right now I've got 70 some colonies if they all survive the winter. And so I'm going to give these a try. I'm going to put them on here in a few weeks, probably 6 weeks, I'm guessing. It's here beginning of February. So we'll have to at least get into March, I suspect, before I start really getting into colonies. But I'm hopeful to put these into the colonies and start getting some propolis out, because I'm out for the most part, and I'm sure that as fast as it's been going, people are going to be asking me for it before I can get some more put in the freezer. So restocked on eBay. So anyway, I hope that helps you. We're hoping to put more videos out, and if you don't mind hitting that like button, that subscribe button, that'll tell us that we're doing something that is beneficial. And then if you leave a comment, what do you need to know? What can I share with you? What kind of help do you need? Again, we raise queens. We raise sell nukes. We sell propolis, sell honey, and I'm working on a bee trailer right now so that I can have a place that would be like an inspected kitchen, so I can put out some more flavored honeys and do some creamed honey. So I'm going to be working on that and maybe get some videos up on what we're doing there. And then we also do blackberries. And so we have a lot of blackberry bramble that we grow and trellised. That work will start. It probably would have started if it hadn't snowed a foot a week and a half ago. But anyway, that needs to start. We'll be pruning, trimming, tying, fixing up that, and putting some new ground cover down in some areas. If you're interested in growing blackberries, what to do with blackberries, maybe recipes for blackberry jam, or I want to know how to make blackberry jam, make blackberry honey or some other flavor honey, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to fix you up on that information. My wife and daughters are quite talented in the kitchen, so we can help you out there. They're also quite gifted in helping me out in the bee yard and in the blackberries and with the cattle as well. So anyway, it's good seeing you. And again, hit that like, subscribe, and leave me a comment on whether this was helpful. And as soon as I get these traps coming off of the colonies, I will be letting you know and making another video on how that looked and how that worked. So take care, God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.